just wanted to talk to you, because I haven't spoken to you in ages. I just wanted to come on and have a chat as well, and also just talk about that. I don't know what it is. Talk about it and get it off my chest, and also just give you a little background of everything. Come on. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Guys, I'm so excited to be back here. Honestly, I mean, it's been a while since I had like a proper sit down video, so I'm super excited. So today really I just wanted to come and have a little sit down and have a chat with you, just to let you know what has really been going on. And I'm sure most of you have watched my video, the one that I did just before I went on a break, and it explains it all. Okay, so if you haven't watched that video, guys, please be sure to catch up. I'm gonna put the link up here just so you can actually get on board. First of all, I'd like to say I'm so sorry that I haven't been here as much as I would like to be here, and obviously life is life, and life is a way of throwing things that might distract us from doing what we want to do, and a lot of times we don't have any control over it, and we just have to do what is best for us all. So before I go into all that, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe and become part of the family, and then also like this video so YouTube can actually promote it for me more. And then also don't forget to click the bell, the notification bell, so it alerts you every time I post a new video. Okay guys, if you're new to my channel, honestly I do appreciate you being here. I appreciate you so much that you've chose to come and join our family and be part of the Glow family, or become a Glory, and that is just so exciting to see. So a huge welcome to all the new members to our family. Honestly, I can't tell you enough how appreciative I am just having you around and watching my content. And please always remember to comment below if you've enjoyed watching a video. I always love to hear from you. And for those of you that have been here for me through all this time, I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate your presence. I do not take you for granted at all, because you're just amazing and you've carried this channel. And obviously recently we reached 1 million views on this channel, and I'm really appreciative to you all. Anyway, before I bore you with all this, like I was saying, I took some time off to look after my health, and because as we know, health is wealth. If your health is good, then you can do so much more. Sometimes it's better to just take yourself away from everything and try and help yourself get better. And to be honest, you guys, I'm still not well enough. I have never needed like medical attention as much as I have lately. I really thank God. Even though right now I'm living with these issues, I know God is present in all this, and God has my back. And I think living with long COVID has actually drawn me closer to God, and I know that He will never leave me. Whether I'm having a better day or whether I'm having a really bad day, I know He's there looking out for me. So when I share these things, I share because I just want to create awareness. I'm not trying to say that I'm doing everything on my own, because God gives us the wisdom and the ability to do your own research sometimes and find out things that would help you. So everything comes to God. Come on. Wait a minute. I had like gum in my mouth, so I had to take it out. Sorry, that is really rude of me. Anyway, yeah, so before I show you what I usually do, what I usually take to manage the symptoms of long COVID, I want to tell you what there is a whole list of symptoms of long COVID, and some of these symptoms come and go, and some of them are just there. You get tired just even doing just normal things, you know. When you have chronic fatigue, I know it sounds crazy to even think about it, because I think if I wasn't living with it, maybe I would not understand if somebody else had it, you know. Some of these things you've got to leave them to understand what it is, because even up to now I can't get to deal with the fact that this is, you know, like that this is actually affecting me really badly. Like I was saying in my previous video that I did on long COVID, it's like when you see me, that is a better day for me. So I get breathless on exertion, and that can really be debilitating, because breathlessness sometimes can make you panic. It makes you feel like you can't breathe, but you know, life still has to go on, because you can't let all these things, it's hard to say, because sometimes you feel like you want to give in and just not do nothing. But if you're used to being on your feet all the time, I am a nurse by profession, and obviously as a nurse you're always on your feet. You're always on your feet, you're always doing something, you're always busy. And when you end up being unable to do those things like that, to sustain your energy, it can actually get you down. I thank God that I have faith in Him. God says, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. And I'm so sure that God walks with me even in the darkest moments. Some people think that when you're a Christian, you're not supposed to know, to say that you're going through a dark moment, because you're saying things that are negative to yourself. But I tell God all these things that I'm saying to you now. Like, Lord, I'm struggling to do this, because I know God does not judge us. Instead, God takes us into His arms when we call upon His name. So that's the reason why I am not afraid to talk about what I'm going through. When I did my last video, you know, guys, when I did my last video about long COVID, a lot of people felt enlightened. A lot of people were compassionate. A lot of people understood what was happening and why I was saying it. But a very few people were not happy that I did that kind of a video. And they said it was like I was accepting what's happening to me. I shouldn't accept it. I shouldn't say it. Every human being walks through life, and life throws things at you. It could be something has happened in your family or to you. You can get down. Those are real emotions. You can get sad. But the sadness that we have as Christians is not the sadness that that's it, I'm done. It's the sadness that, oh, I'm going through this. It's not a nice feeling. But I know God can do that for me. God is there for me. The fact that I share with people that I care about doesn't mean that is weakness. It made me think that, okay, so what's the world come to then? If we don't want to hear what somebody is going through, what is the world come to? I felt like, well, if you're a Christian and you see somebody is hurting, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to then say, oh, well, you shouldn't do that, judge them, blame them? Or should you then pray for them, encourage them, uplift them? You know what I mean? So I think that feedback made me feel so like, wow, okay, wow. I knew in the moment that I say the same thing to God all the time. I'd cry to God and say, Lord, how long is this going to be? Heal me, take this away from me. It's not that I'm saying how I feel, how I am, because I've given up. No. Because I don't trust God. No. Because I don't believe in God. No. I believe in God. And I still believe God is gonna heal me. I still believe I've still got hope. I've got hope in God. And the hope that I have in God is that every step of the way He's walking with me. He knows what I'm going through. And God is not sleeping, guys. He's not sleeping. He's there. He's listening. And when I say these things like, oh, this is what I'm going through, this is what's been happening to me, it doesn't mean that I've forgotten God. It does not mean, it's far from it. Creating awareness is not like you're accepting that, yes, you want that to happen to you. Creating awareness means you just want people to know that this thing is there. This thing happens. Do you know what I mean? This thing happens and I'm living it. But I know in my heart, it's praise be to God, because God is with me. You get it? Because God is walking with me, even through this. God does not just walk with us when we're going through amazing stuff. And then when you're going through bad stuff, He leaves you. No, He does not. And I'm so much aware of that. And that's why I felt confident to talk. I didn't mean to burden anyone. I didn't mean to, to make anyone feel bad. It was just me talking about my experience. There's a testimony in that you can go through the deeper situation of troubles, but God will never leave you nor forsake you. And I shared that video because I wanted to let people know that COVID at the time was still around. Even now it's still around. And just people should be careful when you go out there, when you interact, when you socialize. Just be still cautious. Because COVID can breed long COVID. That's all I was saying. And that's what I was saying. This is what is happening to me. I can't sometimes get out of bed. And for sure, that same day, I could not get out of bed. I was meaning to share my story, but I could not get out of bed. I was too tired. I was not feeling well. I stayed in there and I thought, you know what? I don't mind people seeing how I am when I'm at my lowest point, when I'm at my, we all go through it. No one can actually pretend like they never go through a time when they feel like they're out of their depth and they need God to help them out. And that's me. That was me. Really feeling like out of my depth. I didn't know what to do with myself, but just to depend on God and to pray that God facilitate healing through anything, even through giving wisdom to doctors. God is a mysterious God. We cannot determine in which way He's going to heal you. But on that day, I was frustrated with my health, with everything that was going on. I had to let it out. So in everything, guys, before we judge anybody, it's important to listen, to understand where that person is coming from before we jump onto judging. It didn't really affect me, but I felt like, what has the world come to, But if we're Christians, we should live a Christ-like way. I was imagining, like, can you imagine you're in pain or whatever, and you see Jesus walking by, doing his own business. If you stopped him and said, listen, he will listen to you. He will, even if you're not going to do anything. Listening to somebody who's hurting is important, because talking is important. If you're going through some problems, it's important to talk to somebody, and so that you don't go into a situation where you go down and down and down. Talking should be encouraged, not discouraged. And people should learn to encourage others, uplift others. Uplift others, guys. That's what is important. That's what helps us all grow. I could have easily not done that video. I wanted to do it. And I wasn't doing it for anyone in particular. I was doing it for myself. And having I've spoke about it and opened up about what problems I was having, that made me feel bad. I had to do an honest video, whether people liked it or hated it. I was telling my truth. And I think as Christians, we need to look at ourselves. We always talk about following Jesus's example. If you're going to follow Jesus's example, then you should actually be compassionate. Listen. Pray for people that need it. Encourage others. Uplift others. And not, again, judging. Judging others is not the way to go. That's what I feel. I just needed to say that. Honestly, I needed to say that. So I just wanted to give you a little background thing and get it off my chest before I could actually show you what I actually use to manage symptoms of long COVID at home. Okay, and obviously with these things you have to do your own little research, and I've done my own little research, and also being a part of a big long COVID support group, I have got some tips on things that would be helpful to use, and that's what I wanted to share with you, so that if you know anybody that is actually having long COVID symptoms, you could actually share this video with them, and that maybe these things that I use might be able to help them. It's different. With some people, certain things might not work, but with other people it might work. So it's just like in this phase, as there's no proper treatment yet, it's just like trying things that would work, and they do help. Okay, So that's that, guys. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and please be sure to tune in next week for part 2, because I've got some, products to show you, the products that I use to actually manage symptoms of long COVID. It's been nice talking to you, and God bless you. Love you lots, and thanks again for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.